representing the indigenous Crimean Tatar. We will have a speaker. They were forced out of the Ukraine by Stalin. They only have come back since independence has been granted. They have built schools, meeting places. They are afraid the Russians will possibly destroy them. The Russians have taken over their television stations. Yesterday, Putin invited their leader to meet with them. They declined, and representing the Tatar is Meja Jaliz.
Thank you, Congresswoman Maloney. My name is Ayla Bakali, and I represent the Crimean indigenous Ukrainians who are the Crimean Tatars. We, as indigenous Ukrainians here, are gathered to voice, to inform, and protest Russia's illegal takeover of Crimea, and through this referendum vote that is scheduled for tomorrow. To protest Russia's illegal attempt to take over Crimea through this referendum vote. We are very, very much afraid. We, the indigenous Ukrainians, Crimean Tatars, are appealing to the world and to the leaders of the free world to protect the territorial integrity of the indigenous Crimean Ukrainians against Russian invaders in Crimea. This cannot and this must not happen. That is why we are here today. I am here to convey that the indigenous people of Ukraine, the Crimean Tatars, were deported en masse on May 18, 1944. My father, my mother, my uncles, my aunts were all part of the group, shipped off to Siberia, shipped off to remote areas of the world. And now, today, with the invasion of Crimea by Russian soldiers, they are in total fear. And it is under President Roosevelt's fourth freedom of fear that we as indigenous people are gathered here today. I want to put a face into the events that are taking place in the newspapers. There is a Crimean Tatar man who is 91 years old today. He has lived through World War II. He has lived through the Stalin era. He has lived through the deportation. He saw the collapse of Soviet Union, and since its fall has returned to his homeland. Never did he think to see the invasion of Crimea. And no one has more to fear in this potential conflict than the indigenous Ukrainians. I would like to also inform you that our indigenous leaders in Ukraine and our indigenous self-governing body are boycotting every stage of the preparation to the referendum and to the referendum itself. They are not entering their district and territorial election committees. They are not making a list of voters, and they are not agreeing to enter their names as list of voters. And they are also demanding one's exclusion from these lists in case they are included as list of voters. And they are standing by their roadsides in front of their homes to visibly show to the world that they are against this referendum. I say to you, everyone, and as Crimean Tatars worldwide and in our places of exile, thank God for America, thank God for President Roosevelt, and thank God for Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, who also responded to our letter to help us respond to our appeal. Thank you so very much, and we love everyone here for being here.